Yo, 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 what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Nate the Great coming at you with another live. You already know if you're new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. To all the returning friends and family, you already know it's peace and blessings. Give y'all some time to tune in. Apologies for the pushback. Been a busy afternoon. Well, it should have been a busy day all in all. Nonetheless, productive day. You know, if you don't catch something in the morning, you know you're going to catch something in the afternoon. First things first, TGIF, damn it. TGIF. Hopefully everybody getting through the workday smoothly. Hopefully the kids getting through the school day. Whatever y'all got planned for the weekend, y'all already know. Keep yourself safe and under wraps. Make sure your health is in check. Appreciate everybody that tuned in yesterday for the conversation. Definitely one that I feel was needed again. Just like today's conversation is going to be needed again. And for the person that got something to say about it, so fucking what? Sorry to say it that way, but you always want to have some idiot or some idiots that feel like they could do a better job, but never prove it. So those that missed it, definitely catch this replay. Today, I'm going back on it again because I feel we can't get to a lower number, or at least a lower national number. And I'm talking about drug use again. Yes, the opioids, all of that. Now, I want to say this again for some because it could be a trigger warning. For others, you already said that. You already feel the type of way. Please step up out of it. These are for the people that need to hear. Young men and women, I'm telling you this right now. You should really try to do the best for yourself. Keep your health in check, you know, and don't accelerate the process of being unalive quick. Don't. There's a lot of you right now who are playing follow the leader just because, again, y'all want to be down. Playing that follow the leader crap can lead you into a whole bunch of madness. Again, nothing, and I mean nothing more important than trying to live to see another day. That should be your most important stage. Some of y'all do have dreams and aspirations, right? But you'll lose sight and focus on that dream if you decide to do the unnecessary. Placing any form of opioid in your life could be damaging to your life because it's not a guarantee if you are going to come back whole from that. You could end up becoming a junkie. Let's keep it real. You know, prime example, you out there sniffing that cocaine. At some point, well, sniffing and snorting, guess what? At some point, you're going to mess up your nostrils. You're going to mess up vital parts of your body that you need. Shooting up to a point where you can't even find a vein no more. Trust me, you are putting yourself in harm's way and you're putting yourself in danger. Now, again, I understand there's things in the world that might seem tough. It's things that might drive you over the deep end. But the question is, should you allow it to? You know, there's many different reasons, again, why some of these people are picking up these drug habits. And I'm saying picking it up because some of them was not doing anything until they got around the wrong crowd of people. And again, being around the wrong form of people can drag you down. You could be on your way, not so much as to stardom. You could be on your way to greater things. But the minute you get around certain crowds, they could actually dim that light that we talk about. Again, nobody should be dimming their lights for nobody. You know, try to keep yourself on the up and up. These drugs is no longer a game. There's certain drugs you're gonna really have to stop, or you gonna really have to move away from because again, you don't know what's being corrupted, being tainted. All it takes is one wrong batch to get in your system, and that could be it. There's people who have lost their lives because of that. You know, abusing and using a drug that you know for a fact is not doing you well. I feel the national numbers should drop down some because again, some of these drugs you take in, it ain't guaranteed you're gonna come back whole from that. Like I said, with lean, prime example, you using and abusing promethazine and lean, at some point, your body won't be too dependent on it. So the minute you decide you're gonna move away from it, expect a whole bunch of side effects that you wasn't expecting before, like seizures, you know, and those are the worst to have. Just unwanted, unwarranted seizures. Serious, baby. Shades, baby. James, what's going on? Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. But yeah, consistent lean use, even when you try to wean away from it at some points, you will get a tragic effect. There's one or two people who was in the industry who lost their lives to that. Cool gamer, what's going on? And it wasn't because they just was abusing it until they untimely passing. No, they actually tried to wean away from it, which they did. But within that little couple years span, you could tell a person was definitely just losing everything, losing momentum. Frugal baby, think about it. You are abusing something that is killing your liver, killing your lungs. Don't need it. And again, those drugs are supposed to be used for when you really are sick. You mixing multiple chemicals together, like I said one time before. You're mixing something that already has enough chemicals in it, but then you mixing it with soda or anything else that you feel is going to give it that pop and flavor, right? Everything is all good again until you get those unwarranted seizures, or your body keeps fighting itself. We've had notable names who continue to have those problems. Just trying to wean away from that. So I warn you on that instance right there. The minute you start using that stuff, the minute you start abusing that stuff, you're gonna have consistent problems. And again, who wants to be in the early grave because you couldn't just stop using and abusing? Now I understand, some people are users and abusers because of their background situations. And we always wish those people get the best help possible too, because again, in those situations, it's really not their fault. When they have no options or no formal support system. There are some who are users and abusers because of the things going on in today's society, and it's to a point where some people are just doing the utmost because they are trying to numb down that pain. But at some point, you got to remember, no matter how much you try to use or how much you abuse it, it's not going to help you with your day-to-day struggles. It's not going to help you with your main problems at hand. Only thing it's doing is killing you slowly. You should want more out of life than just being a junkie or being an abuser. Sorry, not trying to sound judgmental or anything. And I know it's easier said than done. But for some of y'all that know y'all might still have a support system around you, If you really are serious about getting yourself, situated, getting yourself acclimated to normal living again, then do not deny the help when the help is being given to you. I've seen some people who've abused that drug. Dee baby. You already know if y'all just tuned in at the like button. Now, I've seen some people abuse a drug, but then also get clean from it. Get clean away from it because guess what? They took the necessary steps. They wanted the help. They received the help. And they didn't look back. And again, sometimes in order for you to stop abusing a certain drug or just to stop using it, you gotta be, get away from the people who are using and abusing. Now, some of these people did have a good story. You know, they was probably the worst of the worst, but you know, interventions with that higher power a lot of times will help some people see their way. Like, you know what, this ain't working. Why am I killing myself when I got a lot to give? Well, I know I got a lot to offer. Some of those people have quit using the drugs. They've been fighting, keeping clean, and they also have been doing certain things like spreading the message about drug use. Some of these people are useful because, again, they could tell you a story because they've been through it. But I would tell y'all again to really be careful because, again, some of these opioids that you get addicted to, it's hard to get off of. And at some point, your body starts attacking itself. You start losing the appetite. That's one thing I notice about drug use, especially heavy drug users. You barely see them eat. Prime example. I walk in the hood all day where you get a little bit of everything, including the drug fiends. And look at some of the drug fiends, you can tell they be struggling trying to get whatever off just so they can either go get their next fix or anything. You barely see them eat. When you on those type of drugs, sometimes your appetite will definitely be shot. So you gonna risk starving yourself out basically because the drug is more important. That drug should never be more important than your life. Now again, in certain situations, you're gonna have how you would say the generational curse if you're in a family with this heavy and consistent drug use. Now, if you are able to escape that, that should be your wake up call, but that should also be your reminder that again, you could have fell down a dark alley and you didn't. Again, you got to know what's for you. It is good for some of y'all to again start living your life, start leading your life. Don't let nobody lead you into a pathway where that pathway is dark. You know, again, get away from the people who are making it hard for you to get past your stages. Because drug use ain't nothing but another obstacle. If you want to be technical, it is. It's another obstacle that's keeping you from progressing in life. Now, again, some people have managed to be on them drugs, got clean from them, and found a way back into normal living in society. Some of these people are gaining their way in through construction, plumbing, HVAC, anything that they know they could actually get into, they're getting into. Anything that's going to keep them away from thinking about using the drugs or even going back to it, that's a good look. You know, again, some people have beat the odds, others are not so lucky. And some people might have to pay with their soul. I'm sorry to say it that way. But when you know you're at that point and at that junction in your life, you really need to figure out what's important. Now, see, you want to use and abuse a drug, but you're not really seeing the outcome or the consequences of abusing that drug. Again, you could be poisoning your body for life. And again, who wants to be sitting up in a hospital laid up? When it's all said and done, you want to do the best for yourself. Nobody else is going to be able to move and dictate your life better than you. But you're making the wrong form of move and decisions when, again, you're allowing the drug to be the consistent talking point for you. Parents, start paying attention to your children. The reason why I say that again is because, again, who you think is targeting and hitting most? These young ones. They see some of these older folks doing certain things, and this is why I said, to a degree, there's certain things that are being promoted that should be promoted. And the reason why I say it shouldn't be promoted is because it's giving the wrong type of ideas. These kids can come on here right now, you know, and see something going on that they shouldn't see going on. It's time for some of you young adults, young men and women out there too, to be mindful on what you're putting on out there when you on these YouTube streets or any streets that you on. Especially when you got a crowd, you never know who could be following you. You could have a child following you for you know. Hopefully you don't, but even still, be mindful. And it's sad because, again, you see some of the adults doing the same things that you're trying to get the kids to stop doing. The key for survival in your life is, again, placing the right type of ideas and focuses in your life. Now, again, nobody's trying to be no saint or no perfect person, because there ain't no such thing. You could be a great person or an awesome person or an excellent person. Perfect, never. But I always felt, when you sit down and you become a follower to the people that you hang with, at some point you're going to end up doing things that you wasn't going to normally do. Parents, pay attention to your kids, because even if you are doing the right things and teaching them the right things, they can still be corrupted by the people that they hang with or associate with. You know, I knew a person who became completely strung out, and this is somebody that I know they finally got themselves together. They're not even that older than me, honestly. But just imagine a portion of your life, your 20s and most of your 30s, you strung out. You just now starting to get it together, you in your 40s. Now, I applaud that person because, again, the way it looked like that person was never going to get clean. That person been clean the last, what, 5, 10 years, which is, it's a good thing. BMW, what's going on? But it's a good thing. The last 10 years or so, getting yourself clean, getting yourself in order, even trying to get back in the good graces with your children, and that's a good look too, despite that you wasted portion of that little lifespan being strung out, you finally realize what's more important. You got kids coming, got grandkids coming, you know, shoot, time for you to leave things alone. Like, again, at some point, how much you think that drug is going to heal you? You think that is taking away your pains and your struggles? It's just added on to it. You're adding more pain and struggles to your life, again, when you decide you're just going to give up fighting. Again, you should love yourself more and should appreciate yourself more. And again, you gotta look at it. Some people are not that fortunate to bypass this habit. And that's what I'm saying. You know, start really digging deep. What's more important? You know, living to see another day to make something happen or calling it quits. Because I can tell you this right now, if you're calling it quits already, 9 out of 10, you're not going to get an easy way out. Let's look at some of the people who actually tried to do that. They tried to take the easy way out because they couldn't deal with life. And come to find out, what they tried to do didn't work. You have people who have slit their wrists, people who have popped pills and try to overdose and it didn't work. Now, in those situations right there, they had to realize that no matter what they tried, it wasn't working. They had to get that picture that sometimes it's just not your time to go. You don't force the wheels in your life to go off the deep end. Not supposed to. And some people had to realize that the hard way, but it's sad because it goes to show you never know what somebody is really going through. This is why it's good to not be judgmental on certain situations. Because again, you don't know what these people have gone through, what they still could be going through. But if they got the right type of people around them that care about them, those people are going to try to do their best. They're going to try to do their best to make sure that these people get the help that's needed. And again, try to get them back on the right track. And that's what I'm saying. We got to remember this. You know, you can poke fun and laugh at certain ones, but at some point, you ain't gonna be able to poke and laugh no more. We shouldn't laugh because again, we know we do have somebody within our family. There's always at least one within our family that's a user and abuser. Now again, if you decide that you're gonna get yourself clean, then you have to make sure you stay clean. And I would suggest for a lot of y'all again, when you know you coming to that point where you need the most help, go get it. Never give up just because of what life is throwing. Now, again, some people have gone through that phase of using and abusing because they might have lost a job, probably had a death in the family, multiple different life situations that some people are not mentally built or capable to deal with. But if you are good friends to these people, you try to help them out the best way you possibly can. And in some cases, you might have to test that friendship because, again, if you got a friend that's using or could possibly be abusing and you're giving them the best option, they ain't trying to listen. You might have to walk away from that person until they understand the important and greater message. Because again, you can be using, abusing drugs, but you can also be losing key and critical people who actually mean something to you. People who could be an uplift to you. Because nobody, to be honest with you, is going to want to be around a junkie, especially a junkie that's not trying to do something for themselves. We see how some of these junkies are doing, boosting out of the stores, doing whatever, again, just to fix a fix. And like most of them, it doesn't matter where they getting their supply from as long as they getting it. But in that same token, that's a danger too, because you might get something from somebody and not knowing that person probably has a bad batch or a batch that could possibly kill. So to be honest with you, you know, putting yourself in a dangerous situation when you do that. It is time to grow that idea of hope for people. The national numbers should be at least a little down in what they are. You got people right now who are losing their lives, not so much as just off of the abuse of lean, promethazine. People losing their life over pills, overdosing on pills that they shouldn't really be taking. Some of those pills could be what we talking about that are being compromised. So a lot of you quote unquote pill poppers need to understand that too. You taking a deadly and dangerous risk as well too. In all honesty, you should be trying to focus on living a better life, creating better things, creating greater opportunities for yourself and the people around you. Again, you got people who have made a success out of themselves just by doing that. You know what? You know, this drug ain't working for me no more. It's not doing what it used to do. I'm losing people around me. I might as well just leave it alone. D Truth, what's going on, my guy? Marlene, baby. I'm gonna drop the link in a minute in case anybody want to chime in on the topic. But again, some people have made a success story. You know what? I went down a path to where I could have almost left up out of here in a box. But luckily, by greater intervention, I was able to go get myself help, go get clean, and go work my way back into a society that I felt like I was trying to get away from. And that's the thing right there. And that's the problem. You know, when you sit back and analyze what you need to analyze for real, some of these things don't necessarily got to bring on yourself. Again, start living for yourself, thinking for yourself. It's crucial now. You know, you already DMW now. I mean, come on now, man. I mean, people have made a success story out of being in the worst places in life. You know, they try to say once a junkie, always a junkie. That's a lie right there. Because there are people who have been junkies and then they turned their life around and became not so much overnight successes. They have become a success in life, something that they wanted to reach. They finally reached it, even though they kind of had to go through a rough journey to get there. At least they know that they was able to survive the test of time. I beat the odds that some people can't beat. I moved away from it. You know, and the thing is, for some of y'all that think that there is no hope, or you think that there is no silver white lining, you better look at some of them stories. Because some of these people are presenting these stories not just on one social media platform or even media device. Come on now. Look at their lives and see where things resonate at. Because right now you could be in what you call the sunken place. The sunken place is always where you get the worst of the worst when it comes to drug users and abusers. Some people are slowly trying to take themselves out because again they can't handle what's going on in life. Some are just burning themselves out because they don't see no hope. They don't see nothing greater than what they're doing. But again, there's a reason why you got to be careful and mindful of the drugs that you use and abuse. because some of those drugs that you using and abusing will start messing with your mind more than anything. If it doesn't mess with your health overall, it will mess with your mind and your mental. And again, you can't be out in the world if you have coherent, basically. You know, Riaz, what's going on, my guy? Again, you got to think about that. Look how many people, like I said, could have been out this door already, and they said, you know what, it's not it no more. This ain't worth it. So I am better than what I think I am. I gotta move a certain way. I gotta start feeling a certain way about things. Appreciate you for dropping those links, series, baby. Let's see, this is the truth, though. You are solely in control of your destiny of life. When you are old enough to start making decisions, you gotta move a certain way. You gotta figure out what's right for you. That's what's up, DMW. Congratulations, my guy. And like I said, it's all a mental thing when it's all said and done. And keep up the great work, man. Continue to keep that up. There's a few people that have been here who either have been on the form of alcoholism, drugs, or whatever, right? I don't treat them no different because most of these people was in a spot and got out that spot. Why? Because again, it's a mental. You know, you got to be stronger than the drug at hand. Now, I could say I've seen some functioning fiends, right? But you'll never know they fiends until you see them or until you come across them doing something or going somewhere that they ain't normally used to seeing. Especially if you know those is what it is, the spots. So, but you got people who are functioning. They'll be on that stuff heavy and they functioning. But again, y'all still taking a risk with your bodies. Just because you might be overpowering that drug of choice, that don't mean at some point you won't have to sit down. Again, it's about moderation on things, right? In specific cases, you're gonna have to have a moderation when it comes down to your drinking, because again, you could suffer the simplest things like alcohol poisoning, or you could be possibly killing your kidneys, your lungs, or your liver. So again, it's just about having an overall balance on intake. Once you feel like you're good, you should leave it alone. Again, I'm not promoting any form of drug use because, again, the message is supposed to be clear for some of them. There's going to be drugs that once you get hooked on it, it's going to be hard to get off. Some people have become alcoholics and never moved away from it, even to the point where their health is at its worst. Now, let's think about this. Baby girl, baby. Now, again, you got to look at it. Some people right now who their bodies is definitely eating them alive. That's because they refuse to leave it alone. Now think about it. You drinking from sun up to sundown and you haven't eaten, you haven't taken in any real vital nutrients like water or anything to keep yourself on the up and up. What you expect will happen? That's why I said moderation and consumption. Now, that's all right. You festive, you at a festive event. If that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do. But don't be a lush hound neither. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, that's how it started, being a lush hound. You've seen some people put themselves almost in the grave just because they wanted to be that. Oh well, shoot, I ain't the one that gotta buy it, so I'm gonna drink as much as possible. Hey, you can drink as much as possible, but then don't get bad when you're not in the right space no more. You know, 'cause again, anything is liable to happen. And again, appreciate you, serious baby. Working hard in these pictures on my window stool, baby. But you gotta think about it. If you drinking from sun up to sundown, not a near liquor, water, or anything that would be liquid hydration for your body that's needed, at some point you tearing yourself up. And when it's to a point where you staggering and stumbling, that's when you know you got a problem. Because to be honest, there are people who haven't been able to come back from alcoholism or drugs because, again, untimely events to where they lost their life tragically. Some people not paying attention, done walked into traffic, and done got hit by a vehicle. Got hit by a vehicle, a bus, or anything along those lines. Or been in the wrong spot in the wrong time and things happen. So again, you got to remember, you are in control of your vessel and your ship. Don't get to a point where you either can't defend yourself or it's already going to be too late to defend yourself. And again, I'm not knocking certain things because, man, I'm not no saint. I ain't no damn saint at all. But in the same token, still believe that, certain things don't need to be abused just because you're going through the worst cylinders of life or what may be the worst cylinders of life. Some of y'all have to realize that there's people who probably got it out there worse than you. Like I said, some of you were just following. You following the people because that's what you want to be a part of, the people. But you should follow something that's meaningful and right for you. Again, when it's all said and done, you are supposed to be making your life decisions, not the people around you. The people around you are going to be the ones that you really need and you care for. But again, don't let everybody else's clouded judgments cloud yours. Again, when you get to a certain point in your life, you do what you feel like you're going to do, right? But again, it should be a reason for it. Now, again, if you haven't been accustomed to doing something and now you start doing it, you got to get yourself clear away from it after that. There are a lot of you who refuse to go get help, and I would still say and push this today. If you know you still got breathing room and space and opportunity to do so, go get yourself help. And not just help for the drugs, get professional help, counseling for your mind, mental space. If you didn't have somebody to let out to, start letting it out now. You got to get to the deep root of your issue. Some of y'all abusing the drugs because of those issues. You have not either healed from it or you haven't gotten proper help. And I was saying that instance again, try to get the proper help needed. before it becomes a real burden and a pain in your life. You still got time to make it right. You're gonna deal with a lot of day-to-day struggles and stresses, right? Some of those struggles and stresses you then call upon it. Some of those, in my opinion, would be tests to see exactly how far you're willing to push a certain envelope before you just say, I'm done with it. There's some people who are abusing drugs, some people who are abusing other things in life because they have been abused. Can't forget that part. Some people are abusing because they've been through specific pains that nobody should have to ever go through. But then you have some who, even going through those situations, have still stood the test of times and faced adversity. Sole goal again was trying to get themselves in a better mind space, in a better spot. Some of those people, like I said before, are actually out there making a wave. They are bringing all forms of reality to you, and they're giving it to you raw and uncut. They want some of y'all to understand that again, look, you don't necessarily have to do this just to get to a good spot in your life. You don't have to use and abuse just because. And again, if you are going through something, try to get help. Try to talk about it. Release it. Some way, somehow, I gotta go. There's some of you that are bearing burdens that shouldn't necessarily have to. Those are not your burdens to bear. Again, there's certain things that you're not expecting to happen in your life. When it does happen, again, at that time juncture, it should be about observation. Where do I go from that point on? For some of you, again, you'll have to learn the hard way. And it's sad because you would hate for some of those people to learn the hard way. But if you had a near death experience, I would tell y'all again, that should be your wake up call right there. You had more than one and you was successful and still being here and breathing, better take that into accordance and you better start finding out how you get yourself to a better place and outside of that sunken place. You have multiple alleyways in life. Abusing specific drugs that you know are not meant to be used and abused on, easy ticket to get up out of here to a degree. And again, sometimes it'll only take one time. That could also be your last. No, you're right, serious on that part. Can't keep it caged in. You know, at some point you gotta learn to release and let go. Yeah, we know easier said than done. We can make it easier again if we just decide to push the envelope. Get up out of that sunken place. Whatever got you there, that should be your motivation to get you up out of there and keep you away from ever going there. Whatever drove you there, yeah, that should be the driving force for you to move forward in life and be a better, a more productive you. Again, things in life ain't never going to be easy. Not going to be handed to you on no silver spoon. You have to make the necessary moves and steps for the betterment of your life, your legacy, rest of your family's legacy. It is solely up to you. You might have had goals and aspirations, and if some of those goals and aspirations have faded, that's when you were supposed to already start finding new ones. Again, you want to always have multiple options in life. Again, some of them burdens that you feel is your fault, you have to understand that it's not. To be honest with you, death is a burden to all of us. Key reason why I say that, at least, is because, again, everybody deals with that differently. Passing on of close friends and family and things along those natures, they hit different. For some people, that could actually be the trigger to get to that stage of using and abusing. You feel somebody that you know is really out of whack, you try to put them in the best spaces. Lucy, baby. I already know if y'all just tuned in, hit the like button. If y'all new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Jewel, baby. The reason why I say that you should give yourself hope, because again, let's not just look at the stories of those who were users and abusers, and now they are where they need to be at. Think about the parents who lost their children due to that. Drug overdoses, war with drugs, or drugs being a fuel to ending their life so untimely. Like I was saying yesterday, for some people, having some form of head injury and not letting it get treated is a problem. Prime example, for those who know about that show, Sons of Anarchy, and the actor who was playing the dude half sack. Now his life was really tragic because of an undiagnosed head injury. You know, things went from the up and up to downward spiral. You know, then again, at certain points too, when you are suffering from those forms of injuries, and then you also using specific drugs, that could happen too. For other people, it really was you had suffered from some form of mental illness or issue already, and now you're using and abusing the wrong drug just to try to keep yourself focused and stable. It's a risk that you take as well too. Again, on both angles, get the mental help that you need and get the physical help that you need. For some of y'all, it's not going to be easy to really look at certain people that you know and know that they on that type of time. You can try to help, try to do the most you can do, But in certain instances, again, you might have to walk away, especially if that friend is not receiving or trying to receive the message. And some people are going to go down a hard road before they learn something. I would tell some of y'all in this instance right here, despite your living situations, despite anything along those lines, what do you feel is the most important aspect of you staying here? Okay, I might not be where I want to be. Should that just hinder me from living life and still having life experiences? These new and improved life experiences I go through 9 out of 10 will give me something that will be a building stone for everything. You got to build yourself up even when you have been through the worst of times in life. And that's a whole fact, Jewel. I mean, look, I could try to talk with you, help you. You might be in a tight spot, but if I'm helping you in a tight spot, it ain't going towards what you think it's going towards. The main thing is never to enable it neither. That's why I said in certain instances, you might have to walk away. But if you're not at that stage yet, try to give reasonable advice that will be coherent to that person. Be grateful that you are still breathing and that you can make the greatest things take place in your life if you choose to do so. You'll never know what you're going to be in life if you decide to quit life before time. And again, you're not even guaranteed tomorrow. So that should be even more reason and more motivation to try to build, to try to create, and try to live your best life while you are here in this shell of a body. I preach that because it's truth. I had people I came up with, some of them are still here, some of them ain't. The ones that ain't, multiple different reasons. And I was not around for a lot of them. Like I wasn't around when things happened. But when I found out and heard that things had happened, it still hit just as hard. The main thing is you try to be there for the ones you can be there for. The ones that are going to take your advice, those are going to be the ones that still resonate. Those are going to be the ones that still remain. Some of them ain't going to listen, or some of them are not going to get the chance to do so because it might have already been too late. You never know how the book is written. Book of life, you never know how it's written. You can take that burden with you. See, that was a burden I felt on my behalf because I felt like those couple people in particular, it wasn't but a phone call away. But that same token, I can't bear that burden. Now, had I not been in any situations, 9 out of 10, that phone call gets answered. A couple of them people, we had already had a discussion about linking up and then never did because you found out something that you didn't want to find out. I had at least 3 people I came up with that, yeah, we going our separate ways in life, but we both still building. We got to definitely link up and catch up on some times. And then you get the finding out within a week or 2 time, you ain't going to see that person no more. That's something that you can't take as a burden because you wasn't expecting that. Still hurts. It hits different. But in that notion right there, you know what time it is. Even more reason to try to be thankful for what you do have and what you can still build around you. Sassy baby. See, that's one of the burdens I would tell y'all. Not your burden. If you're not expecting it to happen, what could you possibly do? It's just something to think about for the day. For anybody who could come across this message, again, you still got life to live and you still got a lot to give. Keep building yourself up for greater and better opportunities. There's always going to be a way to pave a way. You got to think about what's beneficial for you. What's going to be the game changer for you. And basically, again, put everything into motion. You don't allow life to cripple you or put you in a worse position. Or shoot, if you already are in a worse position, you don't want to be in a worse position. You want to move away from things that again are plaguing your mind and poisoning your spirit. Again, you do have options in life. You have an option to keep building long lasting memories. Got an option of working or being your own boss. You got an option of creating a family or not. You have options. The most important options for you might not be the most important options for everybody else. Guess what? It's your life to live. For some of you, you might choose to go down the wrong path until you hit a stumbling block. That stumbling block will be your wake up call. Act wisely and act in a timely manner. Some windows of opportunity don't come along. Whatever is plaguing you, whatever is bringing you to that sunken place of drug use and abuse. Again, find a way to get yourself away from it, get yourself whole, keep yourself on the up and up. Again, it's all a mental thing. If you choose to allow that to plague your mind, plague your spirit, you'll never get out of it. I wasn't going to hold y'all all afternoon. Felt like I just wanted to bring a little bit of that too. Another awareness tool for those who need it. You do have multiple options in life. If a couple of those options are out the window, you still got other ones. Utilize them. Use them to its advantage. Again, no matter what life is giving you, no matter what cards you've been dealt, you can always reshuffle the deck and have it work in your favor. Get away from the things that are pushing you to that direction. Some people are never going to be forced to move away from that. It's sad because you can't avoid it. But for unavoidable, it's time for y'all to again start valuing yourself. Get yourself in a clearer mind space so you can start knocking over the dominoes of life and actually winning. For those who have beat the habit and have been either motivational speakers or have gone on to do anything, keep on being an inspiration to those who need it. You are definitely always want to be an inspiration to those who are probably facing those hard times right now. You might not be able to wake up everybody, but the ones that you do wake up, it's a blessing because it's one step closer and one step further to people actually getting on the up and up. Your portion of life should not be wasted on being that wasted. And again, I'm not trying to do anything I don't need to do, but just give a strong, solid message to those who need it. The message might sound a little rough, but again, I need it. Sometimes you're not going to be able to take a soft approach when it comes to trying to get somebody in a better state. Sometimes tough love is going to be the best love because they'll get through to somebody. But again, remember this: it's clearly up to you what you want to do. I can't dictate how you live life. I can just give you some good advice on just being careful in life. Before you end up getting to that stage of addiction, heavy addiction, you need to know exactly what is your sole purpose. And if that purpose is not that crucial, try to move away from it before it becomes too late. Because again, no matter what you decide to delve into, you can still plague and mess with your mental. But yeah, you know, something that needed to be said for the day. Wasn't gonna hold y'all all afternoon. It's time for me to figure out dinner. And again, hopefully somebody did get something out this message. You know, there's definitely time to start grabbing the horns of life while you still have life, while you still got air to breathe. Take the necessary steps for your necessary growth. Before I get up out of here, I do want to take the time to thank everybody that's been a part of the fold, still becoming a part of the fold. And yes, we still got great conversations, great content coming. We always get the occasional haters and cock blockers, but we still don't pay them no mind because again, the general message is more important than anything else they talk about. Again, hopefully this did reach somebody. For all the birthday people, I ain't forget about you. For those who are celebrating, for all you Virgo babies, you know, again, hopefully y'all enjoy your birthday weekends. And again, Enjoy another year, another blessing around. You already know what it is. You already know how we do it over here. Wait a minute. I just thought about something. I keep forgetting. It is Feel Good Friday. It is Feel Good Friday. I don't know anything about you.
Don't give in, trust me, girl, take all you see. So let me in, don't give in, trust me, girl, take all you see. So let me in, don't give in, trust me, girl, take all you see. So let me in, don't give in.
And happy Friday to everybody that pulled in for the conversation. For those who just tuned in, y'all can definitely catch this replay. For those following me on Clapper, I see y'all at 8 o'clock. And yeah. Now how we supposed to do, James? Don't laugh. You know that's to feel good. You know it's to feel good. You know it's to feel good. Oh, oh. I didn't forget about the feel goods. I did not forget about the feel goods. Feel good is come on now.
Is that too obvious? Okay, I like your confidence. Oh, that's what the comments, okay.
One more game for the feel good people. One more game.
That's just not my problem. Not my problem. That's just not my problem.
Oh man, y'all already know. Appreciate every last one of y'all. And again, for those on Clap, I see y'all at 8 o'clock definitely. Always a blessing to bring something to the people, and this is what we're gonna keep doing. Let me get up out of here. If y'all was new to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to the replay game. Shout out to the Shadow Mafia and the Shadow Babies. Y'all know what it is, baby. For everybody that was in attendance today, y'all already know that love is love, and it'll be reciprocated as such. I don't know how to be fake. All I can do is keep it real. That's all I'm gonna do is give you real topics and real bills. And I mean, I can't leave up out of here just yet. Now, what the hell you done did now, James? God damn it, James! I can't help you, man. Damn, I can't. Come on now. Look, I see boxing gloves in the chat. God damn it. Come on, man. James, you done did, man. I can't say you no more, man. Yeah, that's it. That got me uptight. Now everybody got to get got. Everybody got to get got. It's still Friday, damn it.
Take a loss, get it right back. She get tossed around, moving like that. Outside with the demons. Beyonce almost made me drown, but I'm free, man. I had to lose to win. Then I told myself I never lose.
Can't with y'all, man. I can't with y'all, man. Y'all gotta stop, man. You gotta stop. But you gotta love the vibes. You gotta love the vibes. But yeah, again, hopefully somebody did get something out that message though. And hey, I'll definitely be back at 8, y'all. Y'all stay safe. Keep that third eye open. Until the next live, we out of here. Peace and blessings.